Hey, what's going on, guys? Bflattened here with a brand new video today. Today we're going to be talking about what the best starter is to choose in TemTem as we approach 1.0. Now, keep in mind that there's going to be some spoilers ahead based on the islands, because I'm going to be talking about which Tem does what better on which island. So keep that in mind if you don't want any spoilers. If you want to go in blind, choose your favorite starter, and I would recommend going away from this video now. So if you guys are here to stick around for spoilers and want the biggest advantage possible, let's go ahead and look at our starter choices and what they can do. So, our first starter is going to be the choices of Smozi, Huchik, and also Crystal. Now, Crystal is going to be this little guy here. It is a Crystal Tem, as goes with the name. Crystal is very, very tanky, very defensive, very special defensive, and high physical attack. Now, in the first island, we're going to be going up against water and wind types, and Crystal doesn't really have a big advantage on the first island, so keep that in mind. It might suffer a little bit. Also, keep in mind that Crystal actually takes the longest to evolve by one level in comparison to the other two. They are 34 levels, or 29 levels, sorry, and Crystal is 30. So it'll evolve at 35, and the other two will evolve at 34. So the islands that we have here, this is water and wind. This is going to be nature, and there's some fire in here too. The fire is not going to be very helpful for Crystal. Takma is going to be crystal and poison, also not very effective here. Kisawa is going to be oh god, what was it? It was earth and neutral. Earth types are also not very friendly to crystal types. Crystal will be very effective on Simpanku because there's electric types there, and digital, and Crystal doesn't really get hurt too bad here. Crystal will suffer on one of the places in Arbory, not both. Crystal is very effective on the mental typing on Arbory, but is not going to be very kind to the melee typing on Arbory. So ultimately, I would probably rank Crystal lower than the rest, even though it is a very good Tem to have in PvP. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and move on to our next starter Tem. And we're going to be looking for, where are you? Smozi. So Smozi is going to be the melee type. It also gets a earth typing later on when it becomes Size Munch. Now, Size Munch is very speedy, very physical attack. So keep that in mind when picking Size Munch. It's very glass cannon as well when it comes to its defenses. Going through the islands again. On the first island, that's not my map. On the first island, water and wind types not going to be very effective with the melee typing. In fact, the water typing is going to be hurting it, and it's not going to do too much here. It's going to be half effective on here because if you get an earth typing attack, then you can go well against the fire typing. But the nature typing here is going to be very negative for Smozi. Smozi is going to be pretty good on Tukma because, again, the earth typing on Crystal is going to be very nice. However, poison is not going to be neither here nor there. It's going to be neutral. Kisawa is going to be earth and neutral, so you actually have a neutral advantage here. It's not going to be neither here nor there. It's just going to be whoever hits the hardest. Simpanku, you're going to have electric types. If you have an earth typing Smozi or Size Munch by then, which you should by Simpanku, you'll have an electric typing advantage to take out those pesky electric types. Arbory, the mental typing is going to be harming you, but the fighting typing is going to be neutral as well, so it won't be neither here nor there with that. Just be careful with the mental typing, because mental on fighting hurts. Overall, I would say Smozi has the most advantages on the entire storyline. Finally, we have Huchik. Huchik is going to be the mental typing, or for you Pokemon fans, psychic typing. It's going to end up getting a water typing later on when it goes mental water. This thing is very speedy and very high in special attack. Now, it's going to have some advantages with picking Huchik. That was actually my starter in the game. It's going to be neutral on Denise, nothing too much here. If you get the water typing by here, the nature will actually hurt you. But if you have the water typing, will be effective against the fire typing here. Tukma Crystal will hurt you a lot. Like, Hoochik suffers the most in Tukma, and it's not even fair for it. It'll get one shot pretty much every time. But at the same time, if something here clashes with some earth typings and you have water, you can actually do pretty well here. Though this is going to be primarily crystal and poison. Kislev, you have earth typing, you have an advantage here because the neutral typing is not going to do anything for you. But, or no, sorry. Let me back up that a little bit. If you have psychic types here, mental types, you actually have an advantage against the neutral typing, and the water typing will have an advantage against the earth typing. Sorry, I'm learning typings myself, actually, as we go through. Simpanku, this is where you're going to suffer the most. The electric typing, the digital typing on your... by then should be Nagai's. The electric typing is actually 4 times weak to, or 4 times effective against your Nagai's, because it's 2 times on mental and it's 2 times on water. So it's gonna hurt here. You have an advantage against the fighting types here, and you actually have some advantages against the mental types here, because this is a shared island of mental and melee, so you're actually gonna have a pretty good advantage here with your Nagai's. Overall, I would probably rank Smozi first, Hoochik with a close second, but the Tukma and Simpanku parts of the story are actually going to hold you back a lot. And I think Crystal is on the lower end of the list. The final thing I want to mention is that you actually get a Tem after you pick your starter. Spoiler alert, it's not too much after, it's like 5 minutes after. You get something called a 2Y. Now, 2Y has a bunch of different evolutions, and they all have different typings. So you get this little guy here, Toucan Sam. As a 2Y, it's not going to do too much for you, but once you evolve this thing, you have a lot of options in front of you. You have Tukai, which is the water typing. You have Tulkin, the fire wind typing. You have the crystal type. You have the earth type. You have the digital type, and you have the melee type. So whatever Tem you end up picking as your starter, you can build your 2Y around that so that you actually have a more balanced and well-rounded out. You evolve your 2Y through shrines, which are found on each island, and you have to pass a little bit of a trial to get there first, but yeah, whatever your starter is, build your 2Y to help yourself out with a balance on that. I chose Tukai myself because Tukai actually has some pretty good move sets on it and has a good ability too, where it can hit both the enemy Tems at the same time. But another good option would be Tulkin, for example. This is a very competitive Tem and also really good in the story. But ultimately, it's your choice. Build your team around all of your coverages. And you start that off with your starter typing, whatever you want to choose, and your 2Y. So keep that in mind. I hope that is helpful. I think that's everything that I have to talk about the starters. So enjoy 1.0. I hope that helps your teams out a little bit, and I'll see you guys in TemTem. Enjoy, everybody. My name is Bflattened, and I'm signing on out of here. Take care, all. Laters.